Teacher Grace, what's the PSLE question for this year? What's the oral topic that will be tested for this year?
Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Grace and today we're going to have a coffee talk with our teachers at Learning Journey.
Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Sarah. I teach primary, secondary, IP and JC levels.
Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Bee Hong. I teach primary level, secondary and IP level.
So at Learning Journey, we provide quality English tuition for students in primary school, secondary school, IP as well as JC students. We also provide phonics classes for preschoolers. So today we'll find out a little bit more on how our teachers actually became teachers.
So after I quit the journalism and public relations industry, and I thought since I can write and I enjoy writing, why not impart my skills to students who are struggling with writing? So that's how I entered the education profession.
My younger brother was the very first student because he was a bright student but he wasn't doing well in school, which was very ironic. I decided to coach him and he did well for his PSLE, he got into St. Andrews. Slowly my mom recommended me to teach her friends' children and all that. So that's how I got into tutoring and landed my job in the tuition industry.
For myself, my first teaching stint was in an MOE school. I was only 18 years old then. I finished my JC and I applied for a part-time job to be a relief teacher. I was assigned to a Sec 4 normal academic class. After the 6 months, they were actually very receptive and many of them actually passed their geography for the first time in their life. And I felt that, hey, I think I have a gift for teaching. I reunited with my student. Yeah, after Facebook found us, I posted a picture of the letter she wrote to me in hopes of finding her. Facebook got this algorithm that suggested me as a friend to her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and we reconnected again. I'm still in touch with my secondary school teachers. They are always joking like how the teacher used to be the king in the classroom. But right now, the tables have turned, right? Students have become the king of the classrooms. Industry has changed, not just in the schools, but also in tuition centers. You can't use an iron rod anymore. I mean, you can punish, yes, but no physical punishment. Tough times call for tough measures, no, fun measures. So at Learning Journey, we actually make classes very interactive and very engaging so that the students feel like they are motivated and they want to do something for the teacher because they see that the teacher is actually putting in effort to make the class fun and engaging for them.
I think right now the way we interact with our students is a lot more democratic. I think it's a lot more engaging. We definitely
More peer-to-peer.
Yeah, it's more peer-to-peer. We are more receptive. Yeah, to their feedback.
I think I was lucky that I started as a blank sheet of paper and we like the same YouTube and Facebook because it was at that era that it came out. I appreciate my position that I don't have to be the sage and the teacher anymore. Actually gave me a second chance to be aware of what they are unsure of, unclear of and unaware of so that I reflect on my teaching and what was lacking, and it gave me a second chance to guide them better.
I think personally for me, I find myself using technology a lot more to cater to a hybrid teaching scape. We also have to be perceptive to students' attention span. If they're online or physical, you have to ensure that you balance their attention span and you need to engage with different learning methodologies as well.
Constantly throughout my mind when I'm teaching, I will always be thinking, so how can I make the lesson better for this student? How can I make them to be more engaged? How can I make them absorb better, you know, in terms of like the concepts that I'm teaching? How can I simplify it so that they will understand what I'm teaching? Because when I was a student, I couldn't understand what the teacher, and so I understood the struggle that a student will actually face. The period during COVID was an eye-opener. Learning Journey did very well, transitioning from physical classes to online classes such that we were even awarded the Best in Online Tuition Award consecutively for 3 years. When the students come back to do testimonials for us, they are the ones who say, oh,
Learning Journey online classes is actually better than my other tuition centers.
So when we heard that, we were like amazed, right? We were really very encouraged because we know that we were doing something right, and that was very encouraging for us. I mean, they will always ask me,
Teacher Grace, what's the PSLE question for this year? What's the oral topic that will be tested for this year?
yeah, I mean, I have a crystal ball that can tell me what's the exam questions. I mean, yes, we have spotted like questions over the years. Even if I can spot the question for you, but you don't prepare for it, you're not going to do well, right?
How many compos is my child gonna write in a month?
I always start off with quality over quantity. So if they can write a lot of compos, but if they're all equally bad, there's no improvement. So I would honestly tell them we'll write one, but we'll do a very good one, and it will be detailed and they will learn the techniques. So it's going to be a very fruitful experience.
As opposed to many centers who like just flesh out the storylines and the phrases to use and ask the students to just, okay, use this and write. For us, it's really ground up. The ideas originally come from the students. The teacher's job is to polish the stories, right?
Always get students questioning me.
How can I get an A? I'm O-level on PSLE this year.
So I always tell them, why do you want to get an A? Is it because your parents want it or you really want it? Because the intrinsic motivation must there. Then you have the inertia to put in the hard work that I ask you to put in. I think it was when students came up to me and they genuinely don't like writing when they started. And they told me at the end of the tuition year,
My friends tell me no need to have English tuition. We speak English every day, sure can what? And I'm going to tell them they are wrong.
He was dyslexic and he would fall asleep in class. He actually used to tell me, please don't stop the lesson for me, like I can absorb. In the end, he got his A1. He got into his first choice at NYP for the poly course, and the mom was so happy.
It's when my whole class of normal acad students passed their geography all together. Yeah, it was an achievement. If you work hard enough for your students, they will appreciate it and they will pay it forward, right? I think that is something that is right deep in all our hearts here.
The one I get all the time, how can my child score 100 marks? Room for improvement is like 1 mark. Like, child is already scoring like A1. Very high, but then again, some parents may not feel that that is the full potential. Yeah, their child can achieve.
We can of course try our best, but we also have the students' welfare at heart. I've seen children with 7 tuition a week. So I'm imagining if I'm the child, I'll feel quite sad lah. Okay, to be honest. Of course, in our classes, we do ask students to set targets that they think that they can achieve, realistically speaking. And when it's an achievable, realistic target, they can work towards it. I think more importantly is for the child to buy in and decide to work towards their goal that really matters.
all the parents have this knowledge that actually maybe for primary school it's possible to score 100 upon 100 for English, but as you go higher to secondary, JC,
Doesn't exist. There is no 100% for English.
There was once I conducted a lesson on vocabulary and I wanted to teach the students synonyms, but a boy misheard and thought I heard cinnamon and he kept asking, and the whole class laughed.
And I think this was a lower primary student. He actually told me, I have a big appetite and I like to eat egg prata. Okay, just because you eat egg prata doesn't mean you have a big appetite. Then he said, no, I ate prata. Because pronunciation, I had to talk about pronouncing the words right.
Yeah, important.
That's why pronunciation is so important, right? You want 8 pratas or 8 pratas. So basically, we had a student when we first opened Learning Journey. We are at a basement unit. It's called a bomb shelter, right? So basically, there are these escape ladders and then there's an escape hatch that's like a squarish looking bunker thing. We had this very interesting, creative student, I would say. She will climb up the ladder, sit in the escape hatch, the square, and she say,
This is my thinking corner. I'm thinking how to do this question. When I'm done thinking, I will come down.
Wow.
not a good way to escape from my homework. Moments like this are what makes us really giggle and lighten our day, right? After a tough day of teaching and marking and looking at terrible handwriting. Yeah, so this really makes our day. After looking at an entire days of essays with atrocious handwriting, how do you unwind?
For me, I spend time with my kids. They are very young, so I enjoy spending time
No
with
need to look at terrible handwriting yet.
So I like to read a novel, especially the heartwarming ones, to learn how to appreciate life. And I love to watch the MasterChef series.
Wow.
It's intoxicating for me to see perfection being
stress.
executed.
Very stressful.
For myself, I enjoy playing with my 2 dogs, looking at my plants and traveling in between. My kids are at the age whereby they are teenagers, so I think they are happy to be left alone. End of the day, we are happy to have coffee together. But I think more importantly, I also hope that parents can work hand in hand with us to motivate and encourage their kids, because I think that in the world today, motivation is very important and it's very, very powerful. When you can motivate a child, you can get them to do anything you want them to do. So sending them for English tuition is definitely one, but having teachers who will motivate them is going to get you better results than forcing them, to go for tuition. We hope this episode will help parents to find out a little bit on how you can be our partners in your child's learning journey, and we'll see you at Learning Journey.